Somehow I became like writing more and more for the people like who asked me about it. And I was still working as an engineer. And one moment I realized it's too much work and I have to choose what to do. And it was really hard decision for me because the writing and the journalism or editing, it was like kind of freelance work, freelance job. And it was, like you have to choose, like you have like your job as an engineer, it's like stable, financial, normal, and you have like your passionate work as a writer, as a journalist, but you never know how much money you can earn and blah, blah, blah. So I chose to take a risk, and yeah, I quit my job as an engineer and decided to travel in Asia, and do some writing stuff. And when I went to Bali, I've been here already, just as a tourist. And then I decided to come here, for a couple months, just, to know more about it, to this place. And yeah, somehow I stuck here, for a more long time. Then I went back to Russia and realized that I want to be back. I don't want to be live without Bali anymore. I was the person who were living by plan, and but I felt that that's actually not me, and I never took the risk before, never did something different, because I really was the person who living by plan, I need to do this, need to study like that, need to do job like that, need to earn money. And that's why maybe I took choose to do something new, what's gonna be if I don't know, choose really unstable thing in my life. And you know what, it brings me so much happiness and joy. That choice a couple years ago bring me energy and power to do the things what I'm afraid to do, and I'm super happy about it. Now I can do, things that I'm afraid to do, and this was one of my fear, to do what you don't know. I think that fears, it's we underestimate ourselves, and that's why we're afraid to do something. And maybe if the people stop to afraid to do something that they really want but afraid, the world became something more beautiful. And I love Bali because of that. So many people decide to do something and they made it, and they live happy life here. I've been here a couple times as a tourist, and I felt pretty comfortable here. Even it was January, both times were January, and it was rainy season, and most of my friends said no, that's disgusting, every day rain. And I don't know why, I felt so home here. And that's the soul voice just when it talks to you and said no, come here, we need you here. And I don't know why. And when I stayed here, first month, I've been alone, no friends, no one. And somehow I just started to meet really cool people. I don't know, I was lighting from inside, and that was the main thing for me. I never been so happy, I never feel so energetic. But the first time when I just moved in here, I've been I had so much challenges, snakes and all this stuff, accidents and blah blah blah. And I was no, I will stand up and do once again. And yeah, after a couple times, just Bali. I think the Bali felt when you really want to stay here, and you, no matter what happened to you, you just choose it and you decide it. And after that, Bali gave you everything. Yeah. Sometimes we're talking about before, sometimes you don't understand why Bali, don't give you whatever you want, or give you some challenges. And after some time, you realize that that's actually how it's supposed to be. And yeah, you're just grateful to Bali. I do remember that time. It just was a like every week something like weird happened. I said to you, like even one day I was riding my scooter, and somehow I saw on my speedometer the green snake snaking around on my speedometer. Can you imagine? Like, and I was riding. It was like, I don't know, it wasn't super fast, but anyway, I was riding, and I've been super surprised and super scared in the same moment. And somehow I just like, I don't know, escape my scooter and drop it off. And yeah, and the snake just disappeared to nowhere. But it was like, what the hell? Snake on my speedometer, you know, like no one, like I never heard something like that before. So that was like the most, you know, like it was the last actually thing, what the weird thing what happened to me. Sometimes I just really want something, or I don't know, my desire or my thought it's too strong to have something in my life. And Bali took it from me, just to show me that you don't have to want it so much. You have your own, like already, like you, just you yourself, it's already full of everything. And you don't, and the one thing you have to want, it's just to, I don't know, add more good things to yourself, not waiting from others. And that's why sometimes Bali took from you something that you really want, just to show you don't have to, you know. Bali, it's magical island. That's true. It's not the thing you can explain to someone else like easily. You just need to be here to understand that it's true. Even my friends, like who are totally unspiritual people, they understand it. Because it just happened to you, and you're like, okay, fine. How? Why? And then you realize that, oh, that was because of this? And you're thinking like, yeah, that's just a Bali thing. But never, ever I felt the same vibe, you know, the same thing that you actually, the Bali, like, I don't know, can learn you something. Like, for me, in the world where I've been, I didn't find a place the same as Bali. No place was learning me something, but Bali always learned me.